Let's go live to Mar-a-Lago, where President Trump and President Zelenskyy are speaking after their meeting regarding a possible peace deal.
President Zelenskyy and I have just spoken with European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, Finnish President Alexander Stubb, and Polish President Karol Nawrocki. We also spoke with the Prime Minister of Norway, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. We had excellent discussions with all of them. Our meeting was tremendous. Some people might say we are 95% there, but we have made significant progress toward ending the war. This is probably the largest and most devastating war since World War II. I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth are also here and doing an outstanding job. We'll see what happens, but we are very close to a peace deal. We discussed every issue, including previous conversations with President Putin. It was a pleasure hosting you at Mar-a-Lago. I hope your people enjoyed the food. Your generals look like they came straight out of central casting. Mr. President, perhaps you would like to say a few words. We will continue talking in the coming weeks and even tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I would like to thank President Trump for welcoming us to his home, Mar-a-Lago. We had very good discussions on all issues. We appreciate the progress made by the American and Ukrainian teams over the past few weeks. We discussed all aspects of the peace framework. Our major achievement is that we have reached 90% agreement on a 20-point peace plan. There is 100% agreement on U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees. U.S.-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees are almost finalized. There is full agreement on the military aspect, and the prosperity plan is being finalized. Our teams will continue working. We also spoke with European leaders and agreed that our teams will finalize these matters together in the coming weeks. President Trump will host us and European leaders in Washington in January. Ukraine is ready for peace. President, you mentioned 90% and 100%. Where exactly do things stand right now? You could say 95%, but I don't like percentages. We are very close. There are some difficult issues, but we've made a lot of progress. This is not a one-day process. It's very complex. Have you agreed on a free trade zone in Donbass or a separation line? Agreed might be too strong a word, but we're close. It's a big and difficult issue, but it will be resolved. There are mixed signals coming from Moscow. Have they provided any written response? What is their issue? They say Ukraine must leave Donbass. That's what they are demanding, and that's where the disagreement is. It needs to be resolved, but things are moving in the right direction. Mr. President Zelenskyy, what is your view on the status of Donbass? Do you see it as a demilitarized zone? We discussed the 20-point plan. Our teams have been working for a month in Geneva, Miami, and Berlin. We respect our land and our laws. Did you discuss holding a referendum? A referendum could be an option if a decision is difficult for our society. It is our land, so the people must decide. They will need approval through parliament or a referendum. According to one poll, 91% of people want the war to end. Russia wants it too, and I do as well, because I don't want to see people dying. What issues still remain unresolved? The land issue. Some territory has already been taken, and more could be. That's why it's better to make a deal now. Both Russia and Ukraine want this to end. If the 2020 election had been fair, this war would never have happened. I know Putin very well. Will you visit Ukraine? I have no problem with it, but there's no plan yet. If going there could save 25,000 lives, I would definitely go. What was discussed regarding this Operation Nuclear Power Plant? We discussed it in detail. It's in good condition and could be restarted quickly. Putin wants it reopened and is working with Ukraine on it. Can you tell us about the working groups? The working group will include Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, General Keith Kellogg, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth. They will work together with Russia. How long will it take to finalize this deal? If everything goes well, maybe a few weeks. We'll know within weeks. It's very complex. I've resolved many wars, but this one is particularly complicated. Will there be a trilateral meeting between Putin and Zelenskyy? Yes, at the right time. Putin told me he wants peace, and I believe him. When will the meeting in Washington take place? These leaders have helped Ukraine a lot. Our goal is to save lives. Biden gave $350 billion, but we want to save lives. Nearly 100 American citizens have been killed in Ukraine. What is your message to their families? It's very sad that they died for another country. Did you discuss Ukraine's reconstruction? Yes, Russia will help. Putin wants Ukraine to succeed and is also talking about providing cheap electricity and energy. Work is ongoing on a ceasefire. Putin believes stopping the war and then restarting it would be difficult, but we'll find a solution. Those who are abroad, in Germany, Poland, and other countries, will also be able to participate in the referendum, but this will require infrastructure and time. If there is no deal, people will keep dying, and we don't want that. Thank you.
Hello, we're excited to show you our native speech capabilities.
Where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started.